Well, there's a change of plan in the program. With me, I also have a guest that we share thoughts with this morning on matters of insecurity and, of course, talking about the state of the nation. My guest, again, changing gear this time, Dr. Kunle Olajide. Dr. Kunle Olajide, elder statesman. He's an elder statesman, is a politician, and, of course, a medical doctor. He had been in the formative years of the country called Nigeria. Dr. Kunle Olajide, was part of it, and is also, one that has always, at any time, would talk about the state of the nation or talk about Nigeria, where we are with her. And so he's going to be my guest on the program this morning on perspectives. And so we have thoughts of Dr. Kunle Olajide on the state of the nation, and we'll talk about the gathering storm as we see it today, getting ready for 2023. But first, Dr. Kunle Olajide, good morning, sir, and I'm just happy to have you on the program again.
And let me make a minor correction in your introduction.
Okay.
I am not a partisan politician,
Yes.
but I'm political in thoughts and ideas. Because political power rules virtually every part of human life.
You don't want to be
But
addressed
I
as a
am not
politician, sir.
Politician. I'm the Secretary General of Yoruba Council.
Yes, Yoruba Elders Forum too. Yes, sir. You don't really want to be addressed as a politician.
I am not a politician, but I'm a political animal. All human beings are political.
Yes. All right, sir. Good to have you on the program this morning, sir. And let me start this way. The insecurity that Nigeria, faces today, and we've just heard from the National Assembly, saying and giving, the military, go ahead, go to the bushes, go to the forest, go to wherever they are, and smoke them out. Talking about bandits, kidnappers, and terrorists, as it is, the Boko Haram and all of that. And your thoughts on insecurity that Nigeria faces today?
Well, insecurity as we have it today, the blame cannot be put on the current administration alone. It cannot. You see, what we've been doing, both at the National Assembly level and the executive level, is that we've been scratching our problems on the surface without trying to examine the root causes of the problem. I've repeated it oftentimes that twin evils bedevil Nigeria. What are the twin evils? Military intervention in 1966. That's one of the twins. The second twins is the oil boom, which came during military interregnum. And the military interregnum, the oil boom served as intoxicants, drugs and alcohol for the young military officers. And that's the problem we have continued to nurse. That's number one. Number two, for anybody to say we've never had it so bad and so on, yes, it's still not totally right. Because daily Nigerians are procreating and we are increasing in population. In the First Republic, our population was under 36 million. Oh, yes. And I can tell you confidently, I was secretary of the Action Group Students Union in University of Ibadan at that time. What is our population today is 200 and something. Of course, insecurity would have been compounded by the astronomical rise of population, and that's why the government is trying to do some population control. Yeah. And moreover, wherever you have poverty, ignorance and disease, the triad of poverty, ignorance and disease, you will never have progress, and you are not likely to have, you will not have peace. Because the hungry will not allow even the wealthy to sleep at night. Hunger will not allow the hungry to sleep. Then the hungry will not allow the wealthy man to sleep at night. So the country will be both uncomfortable for the rich and the poor. So for me, the foundation, the fundamental vein of our problem is the 1999 Constitution, which is the military constitution. And that was why about a week or 10 days ago, General Abdul Salami Abubakar was postulating and theorizing about the problem of Nigeria. And I laughed to myself because he was the creator of these problems. Because he did not allow us to have a truly federal 1999 constitution. He gathered about 23 people in a room and they gave us a pseudo-federal constitution, military constitution.
But they said, at the opening of it, they said we, and like all Nigerians really agreed that this was the constitution they wanted to, they wanted.
They could not have agreed because they were not part of it. I mean, it's a matter of, they were not part of it. Nobody, in fact, General Obasanjo, who became the first president in this dispensation, never saw that constitution until after he was sworn in. In other words, he campaigned for an office whose responsibilities he did not know. In a sane country, it would never have happened. Because sometimes he might discover that he did not have the wherewithal to fill that office. So he wouldn't even apply for the office in the first place. But nobody saw the Constitution. Then the Constitution lied against itself in his first sentence. He said, we, the people of Nigeria. Where did we sit to write it? So that document, until and unless we discard it and give ourselves, Nigerian people, a truly federal constitution which will not vest all powers in the president and the governors, I'm sorry, I'm afraid, may God forbid, we may never have peace. And it will be getting from bad to worse. And that's why I'm saying it is really not the fault, entirely the fault of this administration. It's the fault of the ground norm, the 1999 Constitution, which is pseudo-federal and is dictatorial in nature.
But sir, come to think of it, we've had successive administration. You talked about President Obasanjo, who did not even see the Constitution until he came on board. We've had Obasanjo, we've had President Yaradua, blessed memory. We've had Goodluck Jonathan. There have been amendments, but we have not really addressed the problem of being Nigerians in all of this. Why would any president or any democracy not take this into bearing?
Thank you very much. Beautiful question. Number one, the military constitution that we are operating, the pseudo-federal constitution, the dictatorial constitution we are operating, makes the political leadership elite very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. You and I know the remunerations and the allowances of the National Assembly members. There is nobody who would want to amend himself out of comfort and opulence. Do you know anybody anywhere in the world whose life is so comfortable, is earning millions of naira for newspapers a year, millions of naira for a lot of things, what do you call it, outfit allowance, millions, and then you say he should amend himself out of that comfort? No, the National Assembly itself is part of our problem. And if there is a political will on the part of the executive leadership of this country, concrete steps will be taken. It's a pity that we didn't have President Yaradua for long because of death. He was going to address the problem because he said himself that the election that brought him to office was fraud. That was the straightforward, honest revolutionaries. Then he gave amnesty, to the Niger Delta militants because they realized that they were the source of the wealth of this country. And the way they were being treated, the water polluted, environmental pollution and co was not fair. So I didn't have any doubt in my mind that if he ran his full term, he would have changed the picture. Realized again that he was not a military man, he was an academic. And in fact, when as an academic, he was in the radical wing, the ASU wing of academia. He was very straightforward. But General Obasanjo, military himself. Then Goodluck Jonathan was not military, but he had the Senator David there as the president of the Senate, military. So I don't know. I mean, it's clear. You can understand it that we've not been fortunate with our leadership. Honestly, there is no doubt about that. President Obasanjo, truly Nigerian. He was very nationalistic. He was not ethnocentric, but nevertheless, he was still military who had enjoyed power before. as a military man and wanted to try it through as a Democrat, but they were going to impeach him at the stage. And I'm sure you will recall that. So the problem with Nigeria, the truth of the matter, is this constitution. And part of the product of the constitution is the National Assembly. So my humble, honest suggestion is this. May God give us that executive leadership who will have enough political will to do the needful. And what do I call the needful? Send 2 bills to the National Assembly. One, to impute referendum in our constitution. The second, for the enactment of Constitutional Conference Commission, which will be saddled with the responsibility of organizing elections to the Constituent Assembly. Whatever the Constituent Assembly comes up with will go to the Nigerian people in the referendum, not National Assembly. No, this National Assembly thing must go. I don't know, in a true federalism, it is the federative power, federative states that organize their lives in whatever ways they consider appropriate for their history, their culture, and so on. That's what we had in the First Republic. No, but what do we have now? All the powers are vested in Abuja. And the president is like a mini-god. The state governors too are dictators and emperors in their respective states. No, it shouldn't be so. It's a true federal structure because Nigeria, we are made up of different peoples. That's the reality. Don't let's fool ourselves.
Doctor, we're said to be operating in democracy, or that we're going by the democratic process that should be what is happening in the world for countries that have accepted or agreed to go that way. But I just want to make a comparison with what we saw in America yesterday or 2 days ago, and where the American military force, special force, took out, so to say, the ISIS leadership, a man that had been terrorizing the world, as it was put. And the American President Joe Biden, gave a go-ahead that they should carry out this operation that took away these terrorists, so to say. And we've had a same here in Nigeria, where the president had given a go-ahead. He had said that the insecurity that Nigeria is facing is unacceptable. He had said that they should be smoked out wherever they are. But we just have not seen the Nigerian military, going at full length of its capacity, to take out this group. Let
me interrupt you. We are very different from the United States of America. Why are we different? In USA, there are institutions. Institutions. We have no institutions in Nigeria. Instead of gradually building up and empowering our institutions, what we are doing is fortifying our executive authority. They have the powers. Once you don't have institutions, you cannot get results, because the institutions will function differently according to the dictates of their respective responsibilities. Not be reading the body language of the president, because the president can do and undo. It is not so in America. It is not so. America, Joe Biden cannot give any instruction that is against the Constitution of America to any the head of police or head of military. They will refuse it. And it could be impeached for it, because they have institutions. We don't have institutions in Nigeria. But this Constitution cannot help us build institutions. What this Constitution does is to further empower financially our leadership, tiny political leadership elite in the National Assembly, the presidency, and the state governors. That's a major difference. It is a major difference. So let President Buhari be giving orders. There is massive corruption in Nigeria. Anybody who gets an office is celebrated by his kinsmen, that it is the opportunity of that tribe or the ethnic group now to make money out of Nigeria. So the sincerity is not there. We have not formed a nation. We haven't built a nation. We must commence the process of building a nation. Before you build a nation, you must appreciate the realities of your country. And the realities are that Nigeria is made up of different peoples, with different history, different culture. Yes, they can work together. I'm a Nigerian nationalist. I believe in this country, and I see a big future for Nigeria. If we can only have the right leadership, who can have the political will to do the needful, and weld us, begin the process of welding us together, Nigeria will, within a few years, be in the top league of the world nation. Can I seize this opportunity to recall Harold Macmillan in those days? He said he was virtually prophesying that after independence, within the first 50 years of independence, Nigeria will be in the league of the first world countries in the world. But what have we got in ourselves now? It is the military intervention and the oil boom. So we need the correct leadership. We don't need 460 people in the National Assembly. In the First Republic, we had just 16 items on the exclusive legislative list for the federal government in Lagos. Now we have 66 items. That's all the powers given to them. So if we have a true federal structure, we don't need more than 100 people in the National Assembly. And working to performing the function of about 20 items on the legislative list. All the other powers, the roads within the states will belong to the states. Everything will belong to the federating units. They will do it their own way according to their priorities. So that is the problem of Nigeria. Don't let's blame the administration or blame anything. It's the constitution. And nobody, and I repeat, nobody will amend himself out of comfort and opulence. So you cannot, you will wait till Jesus Christ comes, or Mohammed, before the National Assembly can amend themselves outside this comfort and luxury they are enjoying.
Okay, Doctor, I'll have to go for a commercial break. I'll be back with you at the turn of the break. Welcome back. We're on the program Perspectives this morning, coming to you on Invicta 98.9, and we're talking about Nigeria today. And Dr. Kunle Olajide, an elder statesman, a medical doctor by profession, and is a man that has at any time, put his, weight or would talk about the Nigerian nation. Passionate and a nationalist and a patriot, you would say, would always want to lend his voice on the Nigerian situation. And so we're talking about Nigeria today, where insecurity and the powers, that the governors, the president, and of course even at the National Assembly, the powers they have, and why we may not see things working as we would want them to. And so, Dr. Kunle, still talking about it. The storm, as they say, is gathering momentum now, and what Nigerians are faced with now would be about the coming elections. This time around, again, to choose the people that will be saddled with leadership position as it is. Now, one thing about this, one thing that stands out about the political turf today is about Nigerians have tasted the two mega parties, so to say. They've tasted the PDP. They have had a taste, or they're still having a taste of the APC. And so for 2023, it will be a choice of who to go for. Is it about talking about the ocean and the deep blue sea that we're faced with today? And so in terms of picking or electing leadership, for Nigeria, do we have a choice here? Can Nigerians say that they can have people that would bring them, that will make a change, so to say?
Well, I have said it, as I said earlier, on often times. Our problem is not the political party. This constitution can never give you ideological political parties. So none of them is ideological. And this is why when a man goes out, one of these ministers or leaders goes out in the morning, and whenever he comes back to his house in the evening, the wife must first ask, are we still in the same political party? They switch on political parties that they change their underwears. So the Constitution does not allow for the evolution of ideological political parties. So you just have to let either the APC or PDP as a president. But not having ideological political parties does not mean that you do not have individuals in those political parties who mean well for Nigeria and who themselves realize that the problem of Nigeria is the ground norm. So you still have some people within these political parties. So we must vote, we must examine the candidates closely, look at their track record, their competence level, capacity level, and their character before we choose them. The political parties do not matter, they are merely platforms. But the individual matters a lot under this system. If you have somebody who is truly nationalistic, who is a success in his own private life and means well for Nigeria, you will get a better result. The 1999 Constitution has commercialized politics. Politics in its original sense means service to the people. But now it is purely business. How much money can you make out of it? And that's why you are having wrong people in right places. There are certain people who ordinarily ought not to have been in politics if it were not that there's now a money-minting business. Who would never have considered themselves fit for politics. But there are some people born with the flair of service to the people, who ought to have been in politics, but now that it has been commercialized, they don't have the money that can put them in the right places. So the Constitution, again, has put wrong people in right places. And that's why we are taking 2 steps forward and 5 steps backwards. Yeah.
Will you agree, sir, with what they're putting into the political space now? You just talked about it, that some people still mean well for Nigeria, but the options or the platforms that they have are these two parties. So now interpretation to why Nigerians must go for who they want to go for. They're looking at age. They're looking at profile of whether corrupt or not being corrupt. They're also looking at health issues or personalities involved, and they're looking at just what have you done, what have you achieved in your surgeon, so to say. So would that be a thing to look at or to put into the people that will be saddled with leadership today?
Well, all those factors were outlined are very important. Are very important. In a country that already has institutions, the age does not matter at all. Because then all he has to do, if he knows his country very well, it gives, is controlled by the National Assembly, the Congress, and it gives relevant the instructions to the authorities, and they get them done. But in Nigeria, where there are no institutions, it is the president who pull at all times, and the older he is, above a particular level, maybe above the age of 75, of course, the weaker he becomes in terms of physical strength and in terms of cerebral activity as well. Because there will be progressive degeneration of the nervous system with age, so the cerebral activities would considerably slow down. Then the physical fitness, of course, will go down with age. And that's part of the problem of Nigeria. No institutions, though the president is to think out everything, take decisions, and everybody is looking up to him for patronage in one form or the other. You want to please him, you don't want to displease him, you want to please the president at the expense of the country. So this is the problem. It is fundamental. We must appreciate that. We have no institutions, so to put 75-year-old man here as president, it will not be in our best interest, because the physical strength to do it is not there. The cerebral acuteness is not there as well. Yes.
Doctor, have we gotten over, the problem? It was with us in the formative days of Nigeria. We saw that, but more pronounced as it is today, that we've not gotten over, our religious divides, ethnicity divides, and of course the divides that we have in this country. And so we've not gotten over that. And so what may change in all of this arrangement?
And you are not totally right to say that we have not gotten over religious divide and so on. So no, why not? Christians are getting married to Muslims and so on and so forth. What we haven't gotten over really is the selection process to produce either the president or the governors. So if you have a president who is ethnocentric and very religiously sensitive, wants to please his own faith, of course he will put Nigeria in that direction. But that does not mean there are not Nigerians that are totally indifferent, to the religious divide. There are in all parts of this country. But the personality of the president, whoever is president, under this ground norm, this constitution matters a lot. Oh yes, because he will steer the ship of the country in that direction. He will put his own people, members of his faith, to govern almost every aspect of the country. That's somebody who is pro-religion and ethnocentric. But if you have somebody who is not, you believe in Nigeria, will put the square peg in the square hole. So that's the problem of the Constitution. And that I'm ready to debate that with anybody. That our problem really is the gun norm, not the resources. We have human resources in all parts of this country. Who can be president? Who can preside over affairs justly? But the grand norm now, having commercialized politics, have completely excluded particularly those who are service inclined by nature. And then they have put businessmen into the political office. They are in the National Assembly, they are holding executive positions. So it is their bank balances that matter to them, not the welfare of the majority. And that's why you can see the polarization between the rich and the poor widening every day, increasing every hour. So we must be very careful. And we've seen the red light at the, NSAS protest. May God forbid it may go national if our political leadership elite do not do the needful. They have to do it. They have to change. So we have gotten over some of these divides completely. You have the children of Muslims marrying children of Christians and all over. But it is the Constitution that has made the president all in all. So a lot now depends on the personality of the president or the governor to steer the ship of the state along a non-sectarian course rather than pro-whatever religion.
Okay, let me quickly just stay on the line, Dr. Kunle. I go to the audience now. I have a few, comments from the audience here on what the subject matter this morning, and numbers to call to be part of it with us this morning: 081 40,989, 081 40,989, or 070 87800 989, 070 87800 989. Perspectives this morning, and quickly to tell our audience too, listener, that we are streaming live, and on our Facebook page you can also be part of this program in Victor 98.9 on Facebook. You can join us to be part of this conversation. So we're taking your calls now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
TOYIN ALBI.
Good morning.
Pius is calling you from Malali this morning.
Pius, yes.
Good morning to your guest.
Yes, okay.
I really appreciate your guest this morning. I would like to agree with him in some of his own submissions and disagree in some too.
Yes.
More especially where he rightly said that our constitution is the problem, whereby now those people that can just do the right thing in the country, they don't have the money because on how we have already structured the politics to be. It is just like a money affair.
I'll get back to you, Doctor, on the questions. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, I want to speak to you privately later.
Okay.
I seriously agree with him because we have to come back if we want to get it right. so that we should make politics more or less attractive.
Okay, Powers, what's it that you don't agree with? What you don't agree with?
What I don't agree with is the age limit. Now, we need a vibrant person, somebody that will come and work for this country, not somebody that attained the age of 80-something or 90-something.
But that's what Dr. Kunle Olajide is saying too. That's what the doctor is saying. He's a medical doctor. So he's talking. Okay. He also agrees that age, could be an issue.
Okay, maybe I did not get him right.
Okay, you did not. He's a medical doctor. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right, Pius, thank you. All right, still with your calls before I come to our guest. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Yes, I agree with him on most of his attacks.
You didn't give me your name. Your name, please.
Elder Dari.
Okay, Elder Dari. All right.
You see, Nigeria is not the race of intellectuals. But what are these intellectuals doing to right the wrong, especially where you have people that are not qualified being in position, and where, how do I even put this word now? It's escaping my memory. But things should be done properly where we have people.
You have your radio there, right? Please turn down the volume of your radio set. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, loud and clear.
How do they come together to make sure that we have strong institutions rather than some individuals? Good morning.
Okay, getting from institutions. Okay, one more call, and then we'll come back to our guest this morning. Program.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning to our guest, sir.
Good morning.
I have only one thing for Nigeria this morning, sir.
Your name, please.
If Nigeria can remove religion...
Your name?
Oh, my name is Habusa.
Abu. Okay, Abu.
Habusa.
All right, Abu.
If Nigeria can remove religion inside constitution, sir, our problem is solved. That is all, sir. Thank you. God bless Nigeria.
Okay, all right, Abu. Thank you very much. Okay, I'll come back to you, Dr. Kunle Olajide. We've had 3 callers on the line. Piles, really appreciates having you on the program, and he likes your line of thought too, that the Constitution has to be looked into, and of course agrees with you too that age, yes, it could be a problem too. And so Piles is on the same line with you, and Elder Dari also agrees that having a firm Constitution would take away some of the problems that we're having today. And Abu too is saying that he is particular about religion, that is causing so much disunity with the people. And so the line of thought is that everyone agrees with you, your line of thoughts here. But addressing the issue of Abu saying that religion, should be, stepped down on and taken out. If we can't do that, we'll have a better country. Dr. Kunle.
Religion is very important.
Yes.
And there is no human being that does not believe that there is a God somewhere.
Mm.
And some can be very fanatical about whatever they believe in, which they have a right to do. But what we are saying is that we have enough Nigerians from all parts of this country in the two major religions, and even in the traditional religion, who love this country and who believe that there is tremendous potential in this country that has nothing to do. Everybody will be allowed to practice his religion the way it seems fit, but not to impose one particular religion over the other as a leader, or to give preference to a particular religious set over the others. That is aggravating the division.
No, Dr. Kunle, is this not also a problem of the world? Because democracies that we're seeing in the world also have this problem, these issues.
It is a problem of the world, there is no doubt. You have fanatics, religious fanatics all over the world. You have them in America, in Britain, in Ukraine, and all over the world. It is where you have human beings who will have that. You would have excesses here and there where you have human beings. There's nothing you can do about that. So you just learn to manage your own area. That is all.
Okay, we're still on the program Perspectives, and there's a few, minutes that we have on the program, and could squeeze in one or two calls here. Let me get this call now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, the lawyer himself.
Good morning.
My name is Comrade Gabriel, the Tesla man.
Comrade Gabriel, let's hear you.
So what I wanted to ask that when we are going to politics, we always shout that Dwana Awolowo Zik. And these great leaders were focusing more on how to develop Nigeria. This is the case of the regional setting. Today, you cannot ask for who the highest declaring people will know is from the southwest, because that time Chief Obama Awolowo make sure that the declare were compulsory. So what we are asking is that why is that these people, when they want to come to politics, they tell us say they are associate of Sadwana, they are associate of Awolowo, they are associate of Zik, and unemployment is going down. Are they deceiving us? Let them, in fact, if they are focusing on that, let them focus on that and make sure that they follow the ideology of these our great men.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, Comrade Gabriel, I'll go you on that. And, just come to you, Dr. Kunle, on Comrade Gabriel, saying that, going back now to great leaders that we've had in the past, mentioned Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the Premier of the North, too, Amadi Bello, and those that are giving Nigeria a focus then. That why do our leaders today ride on the back of these great leaders but do not do what these leaders, in their time have done for their people?
A simple answer. The conditions we have presently are quite different from what we had in the past. Emphasis in the last 50, 60 years have shifted more to money. How much money do you have than what your type of followership, the extent of your followership? In those days, Amadi Bello, Obafemi Awolowo, Azikiwe, and so on, we are being funded by businessmen who believed in their cause. They didn't have money as such. But what do we have in Nigeria today? You are in political office. You want to accumulate wealth to be able to return the next term, and so on and so forth. And the condition at that time, you are elected just by your people who know you, not throughout Nigeria. No, we had parliamentary system. That's what I'm saying. Awolowo was Premier of Western Region from the Atlantic Ocean to the River Niger, now about 12 or 13 states. But he contested the election only in Remo, where they know him. They know his antecedents, his birth, and so on. But now, if you want to contest election as governor of any of these states, you must contest all over the state. Look at how much money that will take out of your pocket. So things have changed. That's why I'm saying we have to change this constitution to make only people who know you elect you. And, not just you fly 1 or 2 days in Sokoto and you go there with 200 million distributed and they vote for you tomorrow. You are perpetuating their poverty and you're also impoverishing the Nigerian nation.
Okay, Doctor, quickly, let me just squeeze in our Facebook followers, what some of them have, as part of the conversation. Quickly, Gilead.
All right, from the Facebook platform, Sunday Ashafa is saying, good morning. Our prayer is that one day we'll wake up and have enough employment, corruption will go away. There will be also deflation in the market, and banditry and Boko Haram will all be gone. Thanks and remain victorious. While Khalif Harun Dream T says, good morning, Victor Krim. Your guest has spoken just the bitter truth. Just the truth. The 1999 Constitution is the biggest bane we have against the advancement of our true democratic in Nigeria. Until that Constitution is revised, Nigeria will continue to remain stagnant or progress in retrogression. The enormous power at the center must be whittled down to strengthen institutions and not individuals we have today.
I'll get back to you, Doctor.
Okay, and lastly, Tochi is saying, I agree with my mentor, Dr. Kunle. He has said it all, nothing to remove or to add. May God bless him and also bless you, people in Invicta. I want to use this morning to beg Dr. Kunle to use this power and educate more people, especially our leaders, for them to unite themselves as one.
Okay, Dr. Kunle Olajide, let me start from the rear. One of the callers, Tochi, had said that you are his mentor and wants you to use your position if you could make changes or address the situation of the country. That's Tochi, who had addressed you as his mentor. We didn't get it, from where he was calling.
I think so. I think I remember.
All right. We also had Alif. Dr. Kunle Olajide, did you just say the bitter truth? Because that's what Alif is saying, that you said the bitter truth. I really want to know on that.
The bitter truth?
The bitter truth. That what you're saying is the bitter truth.
Yeah, it is the bitter truth. There's no doubt about it. Any structure on the faulty foundation will collapse. And that's why you see buildings collapsing all over the country now. The number of poor people are increasing. And I listened to Zulum, Professor was there. I listened to Zulum yesterday and I shook my head. Because, what he was saying, that this one, of course, they are more educated. That touched me. Because we've been shouting about this compulsory universal education for the North since the First Republic, when Chief Obafemi Awolowo was in the action group. But the elites, most of the elites in that part of the world then thought you could continue to oppress the people all of the time. But nobody, they failed to realize that you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. And we are now seeing the payback now. Insecurity. Oh, yes. So, it's a bitter truth. There is no doubt about it. As long as you continue to perpetuate poverty and ignorance, insecurity will continue to increase.
Dr. Kunle Olajide, we'd like to thank you so very much for coming on the program this morning.
It's a pleasure. I would want an opportunity to talk to you in the next few minutes.
Thank you, Doctor. All right, I'll talk to you after the program. Well, that's about the size of it on the program Perspectives this morning. Dr. Kunle Olajide, our guest this morning, elder statesman, a medical doctor by profession, and of course he's also, of the Yoruba Elders Forum, not wanting to be a politician, but is a man that has, a patriot, a nationalist, so to say, and has the interests of Nigeria, for. And so he's been our guest this morning. Long distance call to the southwest, bringing Dr. Kunle Olajide on board. We thank you for listening to us, our Facebook the audience too. We thank you for being part of it. All our audience, thank you for being part of this program this morning. Gilead, my colleague in the studios, thank you for connecting me with the people. And Wisdom, thank you for putting us in the pictures. It's a Friday. Have a wonderful weekend.